You know, many have argued that over the years, Lexus perhaps should have been spelt B.O.R.I.N.G or boring. Well, that's all about to change as they get set to tackle some of the world's finest rear-wheel drive sports cars with this all-new IS300. The launch of the IS300 represents the first time Lexus has stepped up to challenge the entry-level offerings from BMW and Mercedes-Benz. IS300 arrives with a rear-drive platform and the power to outrun these two stalwarts. Borrowing the 3-litre inline-6 from the larger and heavier GS300, delivers 215 horsepower and 218 pounds-feet of torque at a driver-friendly 3,800 RPM. As with other Lexus engines, variable valve timing and variable intake manifold system are used to mould the torque curve and power curves to the desired shape, varying the opening and closing points of the intake valves depending upon engine workload, optimizes engine efficiency by delivering both low-speed torque and high-speed horsepower. As a result of the engineering, the IS will sprint from 0 to 100 km an hour in about 7.5 seconds. The only transmission offered is an electronically sophisticated 5-speed automatic with E-shift, or a manumatic to you and I. In drive it functions as any other automatic, delivering almost imperceptible shifts, even under wide open throttle. While the F1-inspired shift buttons on the steering column give you wonderful access to the manumatic transmission, if you start off in second gear in the manual mode and forget to upshift, well, you'll be bouncing off the red line and the rev limiter all across the country, assuming the engine and transmission make it that far. Lexus should have built in a self-preservation mode and forced an upshift the instant you hit the rev limiter. In terms of handling, the IS again gives the intended competition a run for their money. The double wishbone design includes low-pressure gas shocks and roll bars at both ends. The calibration is firm without being harsh, meaning a compliant ride. The optional 17-inch wheels bring the icing to the cake. Not only do they bring better overall grip and more predictable handling, they do so without sacrificing ride quality. When you combine the limited capacity, lack of split-folding rear seats, and these crush-anything placed beneath them hinges, well, you've found one of the Lexus's weak points. As long as you limit the seating capacity in the back of the IS to 2, well, it's very comfortable. Abundant headroom, plenty of knee room, somewhere to put your toes under the front seat, and a window that goes all the way. As a Lexus, it comes loaded. It includes a wonderful sounding stereo and very efficient climate controls. You also get the funkiest gauge package known to man, as well as a really nice set of drilled aluminum pedals. After glowing comments like that, you knew there had to be a rub. Well, they looked at BMW for a split second too long and included a redundant instant fuel economy gauge. If you're out for a thrash, you know you're getting bad mileage and shouldn't be looking at a gauge. If you're on the highway cruising sedately, you're getting the best mileage you're going to. Something with a little more functionality wouldn't have gone amiss. Perhaps an oil pressure gauge. Stopping power is another plus with the IS. Large ventilated discs support 4-piston calipers up front with solid discs in the rear. The design does a good job of resisting fade whilst bringing the IS to rest in a short and straight manner. As a package, the IS300 hits the bullseye, and it proves once and for all that Lexus actually can step out of the closet and do something fun. You've only got to look at the colour of our test car to see that. As for wooing BMW customers, I don't think so. Having said that, the IS300 is more than capable of standing on its own merit.